What up there, YouTube land and all subsequent social media lands? Welcome to an all-new video. In this video, we're going to be doing a movie review of a new film that just came out last Friday and is a fourth film in a great series of action-packed films, so we're going to get right into that. Before you do that, make sure you hit that subscribe button so you don't miss this video and the other videos I put up. As always, people, if you enjoy my content here on YouTube, definitely check out my other social media platforms such as Twitter, Facebook, Instagram, TikTok, all those great places. I pretty much post on a regular basis, so definitely check those out. As always, people, let's get right into this. So welcome one and all to an all-new video. In this video, like I said before, we're going to be doing a movie review of a new film that just came out last Friday, and is a fourth film in a great series of action-packed flicks called John Wick Chapter 4. Yeah, John Wick Chapter 4. Yeah. So John Wick Chapter 4 is the fourth film in the John Wick series. Just came out last Friday. Once again, you know, we have the great character John Wick once again kicking butt, taking names, and just, you know, pretty much taking on way more than, you know, what we've seen in previous films. And this film just happened to deliver that by giving us even more action, greater fight sequences, and just out of this world, just great story and just an all-around great film. Now, this, of course, is once again directed by the awesome and amazing Mr. Chad Stahelski. Oh, yeah! Chad Stahelski! Woo! Yeah! So, Chad, who has been working on these since John Wick Chapter 1, is a awesome stunt coordinator, stuntman, producer, director, who's just really awesome and has a really good eye for action. I've mentioned this in previous John Wick films and just his fight choreography in a lot of films over the years. He just really has a great eye for how to make a really solid action-packed film. And once again, he did that with this film. He gave us a really solid, you know, excellent film that had lots of great action, and I loved how they improved on the fight sequences from the previous three installments, too. I love that they gave us different ones and that they didn't just give us the same random things. He expanded on it, and I love that they made sure to do that fact with this film and just give us other crazy types of fight sequences. Oh my gosh, so amazing. Now, Chad, like I said, has directed, you know, several of the other John Wick films. Really hasn't directed anything else, but he has been, like I said, a fight choreographer and all that kind of stuff. But one other one that I really enjoyed and thought was one of his best of the directing is none other than the third film in this awesome series called John Wick Chapter 3 Parabellum. Yeah, John Wick 3 Parabellum. Yeah. So if you have not seen the third John Wick film, Chad did an amazing job directing that one too. He gave us some of the greatest fight sequences, how he ended it, how he gave us this great story, just all around just made a really fantastic, awesome action flick that just was a great addition to this awesome series. And you could, like I said, you could really see Chad has a really good eye for fight sequences, for developing a fight sequence and developing, you know, action films that flow very well and are not stale or doesn't seem like they've been randomly redone again. And I really enjoyed what he did with that within John Wick Chapter 3 Parabellum, because he gave us some of the best fight sequences, especially with the dogs. You know, in Halle Berry's case, because she was in that last one, and her fight dog sequences were just fantastic, and we didn't see that in any of the other films. It just was so amazing and so well done. And I just love seeing that brand new kind of aspect and different style and stuff like that, and just really showed how great of an eye Chad has for making these amazing action flicks. If you have not seen anything else Chad has directed, definitely go check out the other John Wicks, especially Parabellum. He did a phenomenal job with it. But overall, I really enjoyed what he did with Chapter 4. The only bad side to it is I don't like the direction he took the end of this film in. But other than that, he did a really amazing job. Gives us a really solid action film that had such great fight sequences. And just overall, I thought he had a great eye for everything he brought to this film. From music to the script to the action sequences throughout the film. And just the direction he took John Wick and all the other characters that were involved with this film. Fantastically done. If you have not seen anything Chad has directed, go definitely check out John Wick Chapter 4 in theaters now. fantastic film. So this movie, of course, has a really fantastic cast. We have, of course, several returning members from the previous John Wick films, along with Ian McShane, Lance Reddick, a few other characters that have been in the other films. But, of course, we have a great ensemble cast that have been added to this fourth film in this great series. And, of course, we can't start off without talking about Mr. John Wick himself, Mr. Keanu Reeves. Oh yeah, Keanu Reeves, woo, Keanu Reeves, yeah. Who doesn't love Keanu Reeves? Keanu Reeves is the epitome of awesome Hollywood icon. He is fantastic, he's amazing, he's a great guy, and he brings that to his roles in anything he's ever been in. I mean, from, of course, Bill and Ted, to The Lake House, to The Matrixes, to even some of the newer films that he's done that have been direct to DVD and Blu-ray and stuff like that are actually really done well. Point Break, I mean, he's been in so many freaking movies that have been so phenomenal, and he is just a really fantastic actor, and I always love watching him, whatever he brings to the table. I mean, with the tragedy he's had in his life, I'm amazed at how well he keeps it together in his films and how he just brings that to life and makes him a stronger actor, and I can really appreciate that, and I really enjoy what he brings to this film. I also, just any film he's done, but his John Wick is just an amazing character. Absolutely love the direction he's taken him in. I love the evolution of John and just what he's done with the character, and I just think that how he's developed the character, how he's changed from the first John Wick to this fourth one. I thought Keanu did just a really fantastic job of bringing that to life and showing us different sides of who John Wick is, besides just being this, badass assassin kind of character, Baba Yaga and stuff like that. And I think that he just did a really good job of bringing that to life. Now, another great film that he was in that you should definitely check out if you have not seen is a great film from 1995 that he just is one of my all-time favorites of his. And that, of course, is a film called Speed. Yeah, Speed. Yeah. Oh, my God, I absolutely love Speed. This movie is so fantastic. Such a great film. John Abant directed this film. And Keanu Reeves was so amazing in this film. I love his character of Jack. I think he was fantastic in it. I love his look in the film. I love how he presented the character. And everything about his character was on point and just awesome. And you can even see in Speed how well he knows how to use, guns and, different types of weapons that a cop or a SWAT guy would use and stuff like that. And you see that throughout the John Wick films too as well. But in Speed, you can see even back when he was, first becoming big on the scene, he delivered so well and gave us such a proper way of looking at how to use these weapons and stuff like that. And I just love that he does that he takes the time to actually learn the stuff from real people that really do it. And you can see that in Speed, and you can see just his delivery of the film. He was so on point. I love his expressions. I love everything about his character in Speed, and he just was so phenomenal. If you haven't seen Speed, highly recommend checking it out. Great action sequences, great story, and all around great ensemble cast as well. If you haven't seen it, check it out, definitely. It's worth the watch. Now, like I was saying, he was just phenomenal once again as John Wick. Absolutely loved him. Loved what he did with the character. Loved that the fight sequences were different. I love that he used a different weapon this film. That we got to see him do something different. That was so awesome. And overall, he just did an amazing job in this film. If you haven't seen Keanu anything recently, definitely go check him out in John Wick Chapter 4 now in theaters. He was phenomenal. So that brings me to the next actor I'd like to talk about this in film. And that, of course, is a new addition to the franchise. It's the first film he has been in for the John Wick series. And he is just a really amazing martial artist that, has made so many great films in his native land and also over here in America. And he's just a really fantastic martial artist. And that, of course, is Mr. Donnie Yen. Oh, yeah, Donnie Yen. Woo, Donnie Yen. Woo, Donnie Yen. Yeah. Love Donnie Yen. He is so freaking fantastic. He's so awesome. He's so great at martial arts. And he always delivers in any movie I've seen him in where he just kicks butt, takes names, but just is really fantastic at what he does. And he was just a really great addition to this film. I absolutely love they brought him in for this film. And him playing the blind guy was awesome too at the same time, because he did a fantastic job of pretending he was blind. I could not believe how amazing of a job he did at pretending like he was a real person who was actually blind. It was just amazing feat, and I just thought he did such a fantastic job. And just overall, I just really enjoyed his character. I loved his evolution through the film, and I loved his relationship with John and with everyone else, and how he, basically becomes kind of an ally at the end, and he's just really awesome and fun. Now, another film he was in that I really enjoyed him in, and I think is one of his first kind of American films. This was around the time he started coming over here more. He was becoming more of an international star versus in his native land. And I thought this was just a fantastic film anyways. I absolutely loved it, but I thought he was a great addition to this film and just really kicked butt in it. And then, of course, this film called Shanghai Nights. Yeah! Shanghai Nights. Yeah! Jackie Chan and Owen Wilson, a sequel to Shanghai Noon. This was such a fantastic film. Absolutely loved it. And Donnie was so amazing in this film. He kicked butt. He was a great bad guy antagonist. He just was awesome, amazing. And every action sequence he was in was just done so well. And the choreography was on point and just really amazingly added to this film. And at the time when I saw this film, back in the early 2000s, what I loved about it is it wasn't familiar to me, and even watching it to the day, I still look at it and go, wow, this is really a new type of fighting, that they brought to this film, all new kind of choreographer and stuff like that just was so amazing and new to me at the time, and I just really enjoyed that. Donnie gave us this and was able to, add this, to American cinema, and I just thought it was really well done. He is absolutely fantastic in that film. If you have not seen Donnie in anything, definitely check him out in Shanghai Nights. He was really superb in it. But I absolutely loved his character in John Wick Chapter 4. He was so great. Great addition to this ensemble cast. And was just so fantastic in it. And I absolutely loved what he brought to it. If you haven't seen Donnie in anything recently, definitely go check him out in John Wick Chapter 4. He was really phenomenal in it. So that brings me to the final actor I like to talk about that was in this film. And that is none other than the main antagonist bad guy in this film. And that is played by the amazing and awesome actor, Mr. Bill Skarsgård. Oh yeah, Bill Skarsgård, woo, Bill Skarsgård, yeah! Bill Skarsgård, man. He has really become a great actor that has popped up in the last, I would say, 10 years. He is just really fun, really enjoyable. And I just really love what he brings to any films I've seen him in. He's been in quite a few films. He was in Atomic Blonde. He was in that movie called Villains. He was recently just in, The Barbarian. And, he really has evolved in his films and stuff like that. And I really enjoyed what he's brought. And, like his brother Alexander or his dad Stellan, I think he's just another great Skarsgård to the mix and just gives us a great variety, because each of these, I feel, have great attributes that they're really good at. And Bill is really good at doing these kind of blank-minded characters, I feel. Very, they're not all there, but at the same time, there's a smarts to them. Whereas, Alexander is really great at doing that too, but he's really good at action. He's really good at being evil. And, Stellan, he's great at every single aspect. They all have their attributes and are amazing. And Bill is just amazing overall, I felt, as he's expanded his horizons in the films he's done. And, he has really brought an excellent version of a villain in this film, and he just was really well done. I liked his class in it. I liked how he did the accent. I enjoyed just what he brought to it, and I thought that he was a really superb villain. Now, another great film he was in, or I should say series, where he plays a great villain that was so beautifully done by Tim Curry back in 1990, and I thought Bill did a good job of bringing us a different version of the character, and I enjoyed it. I thought he did a good job. And that, of course, is in the It series. Oh, yeah! the It series. It Chapter 1 and It Chapter 2. Yeah! He was really fantastic as Pennywise. I really enjoyed what he brought to it. Him having that ability to do like the lazy eye thing was really cool, I thought. It really brought a different essence to Pennywise. And just overall, he just was really fantastic as Pennywise and giving us a different version than what Tim Curry gave us. And I feel a little bit more accurate, definitely, to the book version of Pennywise that Stephen King brought to life. And I just really enjoyed him as Pennywise, and I loved the kind of the accent he came up with, the presentation how he gave, and how he was like very sinister and just did a really amazing job bringing that to life. If you haven't seen Bill in anything recently, or haven't seen him in anything, definitely go check him out in the It series. He was really superb as Pennywise. But overall, he was super fantastic, superb, and just amazing in this film. He was just absolutely phenomenal. If you haven't seen him in anything recently, definitely go check him out in John Wick Chapter 4 as the villain. He was amazing. So what is John Wick Chapter 4 about? Basically, the premise of the story is it takes up right after the end of John Wick Chapter 3. And John basically is healed and everything from his, escapades in last film, and now is basically going after the High Table to get revenge. And while he's trying to get revenge, or trying to get himself out of the mess he's got himself into, he ends up coming into a new mess where he has to take care of this evil Lord guy that's trying to kill him, and basically stop this guy from killing him. It's a phenomenal film. So well done. So great. A great addition to the John Wick chapters. A great part of the series. Just a phenomenal film. Action-packed. Lots of great humor. Great soundtrack. Oh my god, this film has one of the best soundtracks in recent years. It was amazing. And I absolutely love the addition of Scott Adkins as his character in the film. He was absolutely hilarious and awesome as that bigger, large guy that John Wick comes encounter with and has to fight and stuff at that giant dance place that he's at. And it just is a really well done film. If you haven't seen it yet, definitely go check it out now in theaters. Fantastic film, super phenomenal, and all around just a great addition to the John Wick series. So that's it for this movie review, guys. As always, thank you for watching, thank you for liking, and also thank you for subscribing. And if this is your first time here, don't forget to check out any older new videos you might not have seen mine yet. As always, people, if you want to show support for the channel, want to give the channel some hope, give it some dreams, help it out, definitely check out my links down below, either for the Horror Pack link, where you can get great horror films to your door every month for a great low price, or my Patreon page, where you get all kinds of extra accoutrement you don't get here on my YouTube channel, from outtakes, bloopers, stuff like that. Like it says in what I do next, suggestions for reviews I should do, all that kind of cool stuff. So definitely check that out. As always, people, catch you next one.